Hello and welcome to a brand new series here on the channel. This is one I'm pretty excited for. It is Zero Overall Franchise. Basically what this is a league where every player that you know from the league is now a zero overall, so you won't be seeing much of them. We are the Buccaneers here. I missed starting my recording by a little bit. We had the #1 pick, traded it back for the 4th overall pick and a 4th. As you can see there, we took James Jordan, outside linebacker that's a pass rusher. So here in the second round, looking at our offers, just kind of seeing what's coming in here. I mean, this probably isn't as good of an offer as that other one from the Panthers. And here we got another one. I don't really know about that. This one's a bit better. That's a 6th this year. And picks this first year are very, very important. So, I mean, I think that's kind of where we're looking right now. I think we are probably going to take that trade. I think trading back is by far the best play in this draft. It just gives us so many more options. And here with that pick, a while later, we're going to take our quarterback here, Samuel Hudson, 80 speed, 86 throw power, 20 years old, youngest QB in the draft. I think he'll probably be a pretty good addition for us. 3rd round, again, we obviously have the first pick. Huge that we got that in the sim season. Here, we're probably looking for another trade here. I don't really want to trade back because there's a guy I really like on the board, but getting draft capital is getting draft capital, and it is definitely worthwhile. Because looking at the board here, I mean, there's some interesting players. Where I'm looking, though, is Clyde Cooks there. And, I mean, I think we risk it here. I don't think anyone's going to look at him necessarily. That's what I was looking back at the players. We gotta just hope he makes it, and he does. I don't see him going, so you know exactly where we're going with this pick. We're gonna pick up ourselves Clyde Cooks. Don't even have to think about this one. I really liked how this guy looked pre-draft, so 62 in true value. That's not the main worry I am. He looked athletic, and like he had some good pass rush moves. 4th round here. We're probably going to look to trade back again. Oh, wow, that's a really good deal. We get a 2nd round pick next year. We do have to give up both our 4th this year, but we still keep the same amount of overall picks. I think that's an offer that's just too good to pass up here. So we are going to go ahead and do that with the Raiders, and we have a 2nd round pick for the next draft. We will gladly take that. So, yeah, what we're doing with this draft, though, you know, instead of looking just for the best players overall, what I'm doing is drafting exclusively off potential, because we are not going to have many fantastic players this first year. Here we go, though, for the 10th pick of the 4th round here. I mean, there's still a lot of safeties on the board. We could go running back, but I'm not too keen on anybody here. Just trying to fill out as much of this roster as we can. I think it's very important to get secondary players. And that might be where we go here. We want to fill up the secondary and at least get ourselves a few weapons, but right now I think I'd rather just keep building out this defense. We got 2 phenomenal defensive linemen. I at least hope they will be. They looked like pretty good prospects to me. I think we go Rayshon Searcy here. He at 6'3", 85 speed, which I know 85 speed for most people that have played Madden a lot probably seems really bad, but this league, I mean, the first draft class, I don't think there's going to be anybody too crazy fast, so I think that'll actually be serviceable for at least the first year here. We'll see if that lasts, but I'm going to look here. First pick of the 5th round. I mean, we could trade this back again. I definitely wouldn't be opposed. Just kind of got to think here for a second what exactly we want to do. I mean, I think trading back seems like the right offer. Let's check this Panthers offer, and I think that'll probably be what decides whether we're trading back or not. And, okay, they're offering us a 2nd to trade back, just to trade back to the end of this round. We get a 2nd next year. I'll gladly take that. So that means we're going to have 3 2nd-round draft picks in this upcoming draft, which is huge. The thing with this league is it's supposed to go on a while. Here, with this pick, end of the 5th round, I see a few tight ends I like. I'm thinking about taking them here, but I don't think other people are going to be so keen on tight ends, and I still, like I said, I still have a few prospects at tight end that I like. Maybe if they're still there, like Marquise Green is one of them, Heath Pearson was the other. I like both of them, so I think we're just going to wait a little bit longer on there, and we're probably just going to take a good DB. You know what, Sean Hawthorne looks decent here, let's take him. I mean, ranked at terribly in true value, but that's not really what it's about for us here. It's about the potential, and I think he was a pretty good pickup. So here at the start of the 6th round, we're actually going to use the number 1 pick in this round. This might be the first time, where every other time people traded up. And I really like multiple tight ends here. I think I might go Marquise Green here. 6'6", 260. I mean, this guy is just a massive player. I think we gotta pick him up. I know, like, his ratings might not be the best, but I just think he has a role, either as a true weapon or even in the blocking game. But here in the 6th, I mean, the other tight end is still here. You know what? I think we're just gonna take him. Double up on tight end. I think Heath Pearson, I wouldn't be opposed to playing some receiver for at least this first year, but maybe we can also just throw in a lot of 2 tight end sets. I just think he's too good of a talent to pass up there. So starting the 7th round, I think here, if we're going to be running those 2 tight end sets, I think it's a good idea to get a running back, but I saw a running back that was not initially on my board here, Marco Wayne. He's one of the faster running backs in the draft, and I think he's got some receiving ability too. So he could potentially be our slot receiver. We're going to use him kind of as a gadget player this year. I think we'll get pretty creative with him. With our second 7th round pick from all this trading back we've done, I think we double up on running backs and get this power back Austin York. I had him scouted before the draft. He looked pretty interesting, and I think this will be a fantastic pick for us here. Austin York. And yeah, we got our running backs figured out. I mean, that could last us even a couple years. Here with this pick, where I think we go another DB, because I want to make sure we have a decent amount of DBs. We've only drafted 1 so far, or no, 2. We drafted 2 DBs, but that isn't a full DB group. You need at least 5, so if you want to play nickel, which I typically do a lot. So there we go, we're into a Rashad battle. I just really think 6'2", 84 speed is pretty solid. I like my safeties to be a little bit bigger, so we're going to go with that. And with that, that's going to do it for our draft. So we are going to go ahead and get into our actual overall draft here. James Jordan, obviously our first pick. One of, I think, the best player in the class. Phenomenal pick, obviously. Samuel Hudson, that's going to be our quarterback for the foreseeable future, as long as he develops, which I think he should. He's the youngest quarterback prospect in the entire draft, and he's got a little bit of mobility. The arm strength is a little bit desired. Clyde Cooks is probably my personal favorite pick of the entire draft. I traded back 8 spots and still got the guy I would have taken in at the first pick of that round. Searcy, Hawthorne, both going to be crucial pieces in the secondary. Green and Pearson are probably going to be the fundamental pieces of our passing game. Marco Wayne, like I said, I plan to move him around a lot. He could play maybe some slot receiver. Could see him in the backfield some. Austin York is going to be our true every down back. And then Battle is fairly interesting. So if we go to overall here, obviously Luke Cormack went first. That's the number 1 pick. But we do have the highest overall player in James Jordan in the class. I think we're probably going to try to develop him more of as a speed rusher, even though he's a power rusher right now. So it's probably going to be a bit before that overall starts going up as much as some of the other players will. But yeah, I think those were some pretty good draft picks overall. James Jordan, I'm excited for. As you can see, the fastest players in this class are like 90, 91 speed. That's why I think 85 is serviceable. I don't think it's good, but like 84, 85 speed in the second is serviceable. We can make it work with the right coverage calls and all of that. It's not like we have 99 speed receivers everywhere and we'll be struggling immensely to do anything about it. But yeah, I mean, this is just going to be a fun series. I'm very just pumped up to actually get this going, and you can see some of the players that I get this first class that we are going to be trying to develop throughout the entire series. I don't know how many of these players will be on my team way down the road, because this, I think, is going to go a lot of seasons. I mean, I think we could easily get to at least 5 seasons. I would honestly expect more than that, but I keep conservative estimates here. Easily could be Samuel Hudson, as you see here. That's who we're going to have to try to develop the most. Could be good to develop our QB into something there. Can kind of just see these ratings if you want to look at them for a second. Just, yeah, I mean, I think we're going to have to build off of this. In a second here, we'll be going to draft or sign undrafted free agents, because those are also going to be very crucial to this team. So first things first, we didn't draft a kicker or a punter, so I'm immediately going to go to kickers and see if there's a kicker left. There is not, so we're going to have to go to punter. And here we go, high kick power, Dennis Hawk. This is going to be both our kicker and punter for this season. So that's going to be a very crucial signing. Then I have a few people that I had on my board that I didn't draft. Anthony Rodriguez was one of them. Very excited for him. Here we go. We're gonna pick up these fullbacks because they're cheap and very versatile. You can play them pretty much anywhere, and you get them for way cheaper than the other free agents, because if you haven't noticed, all these UDFA contracts are very expensive. Like center was only $6 million, that isn't too bad. We go over to these tackles, this like 65 overall tackles asking for 10.3 million. I don't know if we're gonna give that to him, maybe. I mean, this guy looks decent. Yeah, we'll sign it. Oh, did someone beat him? Someone might have beat us to him. Because yeah, there's other users in here, obviously. We're getting all that going. We can look for yet another tight end. I don't see why not. Have a 3 tight end set. I don't have an issue with that. Cole Taylor here. Welcome to the team. Let's look a little bit more. Corners. It looks like all the corners already got picked up. Yeah, that's fair. Safeties. Oh, free safeties all got picked up, and so did strong safeties. So we're going to have to get creative with our secondary. Jarius Stark here. He's the last free agent wide receiver. He wants about 20 million. I mean, honestly, we're going to give it to him because we don't have a true wide receiver yet. So welcome to the team. Just got to keep looking here. Alex Harris here. He looks pretty decent. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and pick him up. Get ourselves a linebacker. I mean, we could use a few, but we'll just kind of see what's there. I mean, some options. We might come back to that. Any more D tackles or anything? I don't know about this. Let's look at ends here. Jerry Chaney, that might be worthwhile to look at. We might pick him up here in a second, but I just kind of want to see all our options before I decide to pick anybody up. Jerry Chaney here, you know what? I like him. We'll go ahead and bring him in. D tackles. I mean, we could use the second D tackle because right now I think Chaney actually might be playing D tackle. Oh no, we picked up that other D tackle, but there's options here. We'll figure it out. I'm just kind of looking for who I like as a player. There's probably some running backs here that we could pick up. Let's keep looking though. Got to make sure we have a filled out offensive line. Any more that are left here? Ty Winston maybe? Yeah, he looks decent. Good enough to at least play for us because we don't have any O-linemen. Got to make sure we have a full O-line at least. If we could have an extra O-lineman too, that wouldn't be bad. Or we could even use those fullbacks on the O-line. Like I said, that's why we pick them up. We might pick up one more defensive end. I don't know yet. D tackles. I mean, we could use a true run stopper. What about a Dwight Porter here? Maybe not. I don't really like the top guys. I mean, Jacoby Crawford here, he's the best one at a 67, but he already signed somewhere else. Okay. Look down, maybe Meredith here. Joshua Meredith looks decent. Okay, we'll pick him up. There we go. We have another defensive tackle option. Let's go. All the tight ends are picked up. All right. Any more tackles? I mean, maybe we could bring Eric Hurst in here. Yeah, go ahead. More O-linemen won't hurt. Next year, we'll probably be looking to draft some O-linemen. Maybe a receiver too. Like, here we go though. Antonio Davis. I'll bring him in. Just bring in another linebacker. Gotta bring in some just bodies that can play in some different spots. Here we're gonna bring in Joey Brown. I know we drafted 2 running backs, but he probably isn't gonna play running back for us. We'll move him somewhere else. We'll figure out where we want him. Let's look. Danny Griffin here. I don't know about him. Greg Akins though. I like Greg Akins. We'll bring him in. And yeah. Cameron McLeod here. Wouldn't mind that. Alright. That's pretty good UDFA. And it should be able to work for us pretty well. Get our first series of upgrades here. Marco Wayne. Elusive back. Nice first upgrade. And another upgrade to get him up to 70 overall already. Like all that. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. He'll be impactful, I'm sure. Jarius Stark's got a couple upgrades. I mean, I don't know if he's on the long-term plans at all, but he's going to be useful for us for this first season. And yeah, some pretty solid playmaker upgrades for him, up to 63 overall. And I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. Rayshon Searcy here with an upgrade. Probably just gonna... I don't know where we're gonna go with him. I think this is an important guy for us to upgrade. I just need those DBs to go pretty well. Honestly, probably just go hybrid. I don't know what I'm going to be asking him to do yet, so go ahead for that. a lot of stuff we'll have to figure out going through these early weeks in the season. And yeah, Sean Hawthorne, Marquise Green both got upgrades. So Hawthorne, we'll probably just go slot. I always go slot for my corners. It just gives me the best upgrades in my opinion. So that's just what I've seen. I don't think there's one that competes with that. And we are in the regular season now, but I'm still going to go through. And yeah, get all of these upgrades in. I mean, we got Marquise Green, Austin York, both with an upgrade. Marquise Green here, we'll probably just go vertical through it. I don't really know if that's his role on the team yet. It might be. Maybe he's the guy that goes down the field and catches the ball. But yeah, we also got Austin York upgrades. I mean, he's a power back. That's kind of why I drafted him. I want him to be a powerful runner that I can just kind of give it to him and let him get a yard. So we're going to upgrade power back for him. I think that's probably about all we're going to upgrade for him until he gets to really high overalls. And then maybe I'll shift to some elusive back. He's just kind of going to be our workhorse back. Just give it to him, let him make plays. Rashad Battle with his zone upgrade. He's probably just going to be deep in zones a lot of this first season. I could see both of our safeties, honestly, moving to linebacker later down the line if we still have them on the team, just because they don't really have the athleticism to be a true safety as the receivers get faster. Harris, nice field general upgrade. I think that was a pretty good UDFA pickup. We needed linebackers. We got one. Samuel Hudson's got his first upgrade. Hoping that's the first of many here for him. And, I mean, yeah, he's a young player. I think I had him as the second quarterback on my board. Speaking of that, if you guys want to see the players that I end up having on my draft board, or you want to see like my overall draft board here for like the next season, I can incorporate that, or maybe I can even go back and look at it. I don't know. But for the next season, if you want, I can show my draft board like after the first initial draft, because I know I have a lot of the guys that are actually in the 0 overall league that play it that are also watching these videos. So I wouldn't want to put that in before the actual draft so we don't ruin anything, but it would be fun to just show what my draft board looks like in the draft episode, like right before the draft, because I'll be editing it to show you all how it looks like, and I think that could be pretty cool. But a nice little upgrade there for Samuel Hudson, as he got +6 overall, or +1 overall, +6 attributes there. And yeah, we'll be getting into this game shortly. First, we got this little press conference. I mean, yeah, some press conferences. I mean, this is pretty, like, these actual scenarios, there wasn't a whole lot of them last year, so it's kind of cool to see. And yeah, no, he's definitely playing for us. There is no other way he's not starting every single game for us this year unless he gets injured. He is crucial to our success. Samuel Hudson cannot sit behind anybody because we don't have anybody else. It's 12 overalls. And yeah, we'll get into the depth chart shortly where you guys will be able to see that plenty clearly. And yeah, I hope you guys are ready for some 0 overall franchise here. And yeah, another interview.
Part of the team's the weakest. I'll say defense, because defense is always hard in the 0 overall. Offense is the strongest. Man, I think we're going to be a really balanced team, but I'll say the running game. But specifically, halfback. Our O-line is good, but it's mostly just free agents. I mean, I'm going to hit both of these most of the time, so I'll say 1,300 yards as a team. Who do I want? James Jordan, yeah. Clyde Cooks, probably. I'll do Marco Wayne. No, I might go all offensive guys here for the rest of them. Go Marco Wayne and Austin York here, because I'm going to be playing both of them in different roles. Alright, now I guess we got to go through and do all these real quick. Okay, we go power here. I'm probably not actually going to get kick power, but I got awareness. What is this kick power? 88, not bad. I'm actually going to keep upgrading the speed rusher, even though I normally like run stoppers here. I think that I want to create some mismatches on the interior with this guy. Kind of why I drafted Clyde Cooks. Got George Hancock here. He's got good power already. I think I'm going to focus in on his pass protection a little bit. Pretty sure he's a UDFA too, so this is a running back turned safety. I think I'm just going to... Do I repeat safety or zone, or hybrid or zone? I think I'm gonna go zone. Get a zone coverage up a bit. Maybe I should have done hybrid because I might be usering them a little bit. QB, we have Samuel Hudson, of course. I need to get him a lot of reps. Might as well put our kicker at the second QB spot because he's going to be our next best option until the game after, at least. These fullbacks, I still need to figure out what I want to do with them. Could go D-line depth. What else do they got? One of them, this one can at least catch a little bit, so maybe I could make him like a fourth tight end. Don't really know. I mean, he's got good impact blocking. This guy's versatile. He could be a tight end, maybe even an offensive lineman. Adam Mitchell here. I don't know. We'll figure something out for those guys. I don't think it'll be right now though. Might even just leave one of them at fullback for now. Then wide receiver, we got Stark. Then I think I want Pearson as my second receiver. Then it won't show here. I mean, I'll put Cole Taylor as my third receiver, quote unquote, but I'm gonna replace that pretty quick. A left tackle. I think my O-line's already set up. I kind of moved positions around already. We got Jerry Chaney here. Anthony Rodriguez. This is a guy I had on my draft board to pick up in UDFA, and he was there. He was a defensive tackle, but I looked at him and he looked like he could be a really good edge rusher, so that's what I'm kind of hoping for. Got Clyde Cooks here. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, do I want Jerry Chaney here? I don't think I do I? I would rather have James Jordan playing on the line, I think. I did like Jerry Chaney here, so like he'll probably still get some reps, but he isn't going to be my starter on the D-line. Can I actually put him at linebacker here? He can play that spot. Got Hawthorne, Joey Brown. Ooh, do I actually want Akins to play corner most of the time? I might. I also might move one of my fullbacks to cornerback, just so I have an extra body I can put there. And Searcy and Battle are going to play over the tops. Alright, who do I want to kick return, though? That's actually a great question. Might go Stark, just because he's probably my best kick returner that I won't be hurt if he gets injured. It's kind of funny that Samuel Hudson could return, but I'm not risking him getting injured. Yeah, I think Stark is the best one. I just won't really care that much if he gets injured, so I'm gonna do Stark. Kickoff specialist, obviously Hawk. Don't really care there. We're actually gonna be putting Austin York as the top third down back and power back, because our slot receiver here is gonna be Marco Wayne. This is kind of what I was thinking from the start. I'm kind of attached to Rodriguez, so I'm gonna play him right end. Even though he would be a pretty good second rush D tackle too. I'm gonna play this lineup, I think. Or what do I want? You know what? For rush downs, I actually think Chaney at D tackle wouldn't be a bad idea. Sub linebacker, Alex Harris and Antonio Davis. I might have to stick with that for year one as my users, unless I want to move Greg Akins into the box so I can user him because he's a low overall. But I'm not going to do that for now. I'm gonna let Akins have a chance to cook a little bit, and I think that's everybody.
And getting into the game here, you might be wondering why it's just the scoreboard, and that's because it's in 50 times speed and you can't tell what's going on. If you're wondering why it's in 50 times speed, well, I don't know, show you a quick play here. We got our quarterback Samuel Hudson dropping back and throwing to a wide open Wayne. I mean, if you looked at any player on their defense there, they just did not move. So just to remind you, yeah, this is very quick. It just is nauseating when you are just looking at this at 50 times speed. I was going to include it like that initially in the video, but it just doesn't work. If you do want to see the full gameplay from one of these from one of these CPU games, it'll be on my Twitch, which has the same username as my YouTube channel, Incontrollable9. You can just go there, watch it. I'll try to remember to put all these up as videos. Not all of them will have commentary because some of these I do post commentary, but this first game I believe I fully commentated all of that and through, so that should be pretty good. And overall, I mean, yeah, as you can see, it's a 147-8 right now going into the third quarter, to give you an idea of like how absurd this is. This game overall took like 2 hours. I mean, if you really want to figure it out, I mean, there's 50 times speed. I'm telling you exactly how fast it is. It took forever. I just realistically could not include all of that into one video. And yeah, I mean, I thought about initially just cutting it down a bunch so it would be like just the touchdowns and big plays for our defense, or even just the touchdowns, but even that would have still been way too long for a CPU game. I mean, the actual user games I will cut down. I will do them just like any normal video, like or any normal game that I have shown on my channel before. So I mean, that should be pretty good. But yeah, you'll see this, all of this. We had a fantastic game, and you'll see all the upgrades and everything. So
Player stats, I'm not really worried about them. I mean, I know they threw 12 picks, but I'm really only worried about. So 31 for 39, 1,100 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 2 picks. Gotta lower those pick numbers, honestly. One of them was really bad. The other one was just he didn't chuck it far enough. Rushing, I mean, Austin York, I don't think I gave him a single handoff until like late third, early fourth quarter. And he ended with 329 and 7 touchdowns, so that's pretty good. Samuel Hudson, 167 and 4 touchdowns adding on the ground. So what's that? 29 total touchdowns. We'll take it. Marquise Green, 847 and 20 TDs. I kind of want to get Marco Wayne involved a little more, but he did get injured that game. Like those are probably my top priorities there. Pearson had that one crazy catch. Like, I got to figure out how to use those guys effectively. Who gave up sacks? Karen McLeod and Ty Winston, right side, I think, both of them. 30 solo tackles is absurd. 34 total tackles is also absurd. Great game from Greg Atkins there. 18 TFLs for Clyde Cooks, 10 for Alex Harris, 7 for Rodriguez, 13.5 sacks for Clyde Cooks. James Jordan got 4 sacks in like 4 minutes and then just checked out of the game for the rest of the day. I really don't know what happened there. And then Rodriguez had 3, Akins had 2.5. Just down the board a little bit. 3 for Joey Brown, and then 2 for a few people. Forced fumbles, 5 for Greg Atkins. That is an insane stat line. 34 total tackles, 6 for loss, 2.5 sacks, 1 pass deflection, 5 fumbles, and 1 recovery. And 1 TD on defense for Anthony Rodriguez. Something tells me that the extra point stats might be a little bit off. Well, time to see what the aftermath of this game is in upgrades. Straight into it. Marquise Green with 13 upgrades. That's a pretty good start. We're going to put them all into vertical throughout because I think this guy can be a phenomenal tight end for me. Some nice upgrades there. Catching traffic +4, 1 deep route, 1 release. Yep. Break tackle, catching medium route, release, short route, spin move. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, he's also was only like a 65, so and he was like my primary target the whole game. Catching traffic, medium route. Put them all in vertical for see what we can get. I mean, that's with morale. He hasn't actually had a 77 overall yet, but we'll get there. Trucking. Yeah, no, he's getting some good upgrades here. 73. How many I got more? Oh, yeah, he will be 77. With morale, he's up to an 85. Stiff arm trucking. We'll take it. I mean, yeah, that's a really good first. Actually, might be above 77. He's going vertical. He's 78. It might be 79. Pretty good upgrades. Yeah, he's a 79 overall now. No speed upgrades, but his catch and traffic is insane now. Spectacular. And that's just my first guy with upgrades. Let's see. Let's keep going. Clyde Cooks with a quick 9 upgrades. I'm putting them all in Speed Rusher. I want him to be better at mismatches. I want him to stay good at that. Block shedding, finesse moves, power moves. That's fine. We're going to put them all in Speed Rusher. We're going to get a 99 in this, and then focus on Run Stopper. Finesse moves, power moves, block shedding. 7 more. He's going to be an 80 overall right away. Yeah, I told you, man. Clyde Cooks, this guy was the steal of the draft. You guys don't know it yet, but he was. It'll become apparent. This guy just looked like a demon when I was going through all the scouting. He's got a lot of block shedding from Speed Rusher, which I'm kind of fine with, because I want Run Stopping to be good too. Another upgrade, some more finesse. Oh, he's going to be above. He's at an 81 at least. Yeah, he's at 81 overall, actually. 82 with morale, 81 overall. 86 block shed, 87 finesse moves. That's like before morale. He's going to be real good. Hudson only got 7 upgrades. I'm putting them all right into Scrambler. Praying I get some throw power speed. Not as many upgrades for me as you got. I don't know exactly why. How many upgrades did your quarterback get? Break sack. More break sack, throwing around, throwing pressure. That's hard to get physical upgrades. You got 7? Okay, so it's pretty similar. It's really difficult to break sack, but the real reason I took this guy is because he was only 20 years old. That's why this guy was like one of my top QBs. He's 20 years old with 80 speed and 86 throw power. I mean, it's not like the craziest physicals, but 80 speed is pretty good. Especially for this year 1 draft. Don't know if there's a faster QB. Austin York, Didn't do a whole lot until the fourth quarter, but still got 6 upgrades. He's going to be up to 70. 4 break tackle. All these are going straight into power backs, by the way. Because that's kind of thinking I have, after year 1, I'll move my running back to playing slot receiver. I'll let him actually run the ball a little bit. Have a little bit of a Thunder and Lightning type combo. This guy's going to go up to 69 overall. He's going to develop quick. I have another CPU game next week, so I should be able to rocket him up a little bit more. Stiff arm, 83. Break tackle up to an 82. He's getting there. What other upgrades I got? I know that can't be it. Surely I got somebody else. James Jordan only got 1 upgrade, mainly because he just decided he was going to leave the game early. He would have had a lot more than 1 upgrade if he just played the game. I'm going to worry about speed rush for him. He's also only 21, so he's going to develop. Marco Wayne, we're just going to go elusive. Like I said, Thunder and Lightning backfield is kind of what I'm thinking with them. Have Marco Wayne focus on his elusiveness. And I'll have my other guy, I'm blanking on some names, but Rodriguez, my other edge rusher, the D-tackle I took out of UDFA, he'll get upgrades. He'll develop a little bit. He doesn't got the power moves, but really, if he got good finesse, it won't matter that much. Harris, I really didn't care about that much, but he just happened to be my user for most of the game. Block shedding, man coverage. Maybe I should move him to like a safety, just so he gets better animations or something, or maybe not. Maybe I actually just play him as is. What other upgrades we got? Jerry Chaney here. We're going to keep working on Speed Rusher. Like I said, I like him at that mismatch spot in the interior. I think him and Cooks is a really good pass rushing D-tackle duo. Antonio Davis here. I probably should do pass coverage with where he's playing, but I kind of want to keep the versatility, so I'll go... Okay, I guess I'm going Speed Rusher. I was going to go Run Stopper, because that'll help both, but we'll take that. A little better pass rush. I can move him around plenty. Jason Douglas here. We're going to go Pass Protector, up to 50 Pass Protector. My own line isn't the best, but that's something I can focus on year 2. I didn't really like the year 1 prospects too much for O-line, especially since I knew they were all going to be normal. It would have been really tough to develop them. And the rest of the positions you can really lock down and try to develop. I think that's finally everybody, though. Injuries. Hopefully my 1 running back isn't out too long. Oh, he's not out at all. It's just 0 overalls, and then Eric Hurst here, my right guard, is out for a bit. So what I'm going to do to compensate for that is come over here. Who's the better blocker? It's Jackson Ellerby right here. Edit player. And he's going to move to right guard. That'll take care of my O-line hole for this upcoming week. Oh, did I score so many points? Wait, hold on. Did I just see that right? Bro, it gave me the loss because I scored too many points. That's crazy. Anybody else notice that? Look at all the stats. It really just affects that. Is it 163 that? Well, I scored a lot more than 163. Maybe it's you gotta stay below 200 because I see a 198 on the board right there. That is ridiculous.
Hope you all enjoyed this episode and are excited for the rest of the series. We will see you all in the next episode.